So what did you think to Tyson then?
Oh, it was wicked.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the most exciting fight. There wasn't really much going on before the finish, I didn't think. But I mean, Dillion Whyte caught him with a few body shots, but I mean, they weren't
such a
really.
big body, hasn't he?
Yeah, this thing is like I don't feel like they count that much in heavyweight.
Yeah.
Especially with big gloves as well. Like he's got a lot of padding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just felt like Tyson he's just reading him until he had the opportunity to throw it.
Yeah.
And the first one landed, and yeah.
Did you see the footage of him drilling that knockout?
No, they haven't. No,
There's footage of him. Yeah, he's in a boxing ring in like a dark room. I don't know whether it was where he was warming up or something, but it was literally he was going jab, uppercut, circle, circle, jab, uppercut, and working the same combination just to refine it. It's really, really cool to watch. Yeah, he's so slick.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon about him fighting Ngannou then? What rule set would you want to see it?
Well, firstly, I would prefer to see him fight Joshua.
Okay.
If I was gonna just to like establish himself, I would say in the boxing. Maybe he doesn't feel like he needs to do that, but I would like to see that.
Yeah,
Josh. I think he'd like easily beat him.
Yeah,
by a long way, probably easier than Dillion Whyte. But yeah, I would prefer to see that, and then maybe him go on to something like Ngannou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what rule set then? Because they've been talking about boxing, but with MMA gloves, haven't they?
Yeah. See, I'd like to see that small gloves, maybe in the octagon, but like because I'd like to see how Tyson Fury is in an octagon rather than a ring.
Yeah.
Like just to see if that like ring management transfers over.
I think he would be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would. I think he's smart enough to be able to adapt his game regardless of where he is. You know, you could put him in a boxing ring or in a pub, and I think he'll be able to utilize the space pretty well. And yeah, I think the only way I see Ngannou beating him is if they fight under MMA rules. Because I think even if they did some kind of hybrid where it was all striking and like no shoes, you know what I mean? Like say if they did it in the octagon and you could even allow takedowns. There's just no grappling. It's when you add the ground part, because for as well as he moves and for as agile as he is on his feet, he might not look at all like that when he's on the floor.
He's got skinny legs as well, so I feel like he'd be a bit. Yeah, he just wouldn't suit his build or anything, really, would it?
And I think, you know, if he was backed up against the fence and Ngannou was unloading, I think he would be able to kind of read a lot of those shots. But then, you know, some shots are going to get through in 4-ounce gloves that wouldn't in 10-ounce gloves. And there are more striking targets as well. So if Ngannou decides he wants to start kicking, and like you said, he's got skinny legs, like that might be nightmares for him.
Yeah.
I think anything that's just striking though, I just think he's going to be too much for Ngannou. Even with the 4-ounce gloves, you know, even if you added elbows, knees, and kicks, I just don't know. Like, Ngannou's got scary power, but his style is wild, and that's kind of what Tyson's been dealing with his whole career. Like, it's probably more rare that he fights a really good boxer than he fights a big puncher in the heavyweight division.
Yeah,
you know, like Deontay Wilder's not the most finesseful of boxers. He's just got thunderous power. But, I mean, he Undertaker'd after getting caught with one. Imagine if he did that against Ngannou. Can you imagine? Ngannou comes out and just cracks him with a shot and lays him out and starts walking back to his corner like, yeah, I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet. And all of a sudden, Tyson just back up.
Yeah. I can't see... If it was just boxing, or striking even, because even if you threw kicks in there, I could see Tyson having that kind of John Jones stance almost, like good. I could see him just having good like oblique kicks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like that kind of.
Yeah. Did you see him doing elbows and knees on the pads with Till?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
no.
he's trained at Cowbomb for a bit with Till, and he was hitting elbows and knees and stuff. And I remember speaking to Till when we were doing what we're doing. We were doing a BT show about a fight. I can't remember what it was, and we were discussing Tyson's training in MMA, and I said to him, what do you reckon then? Could he make the transition? He was like, I tell you what, the way he was throwing elbows and knees, I think he'd be really good in MMA.
Yeah.
And if Till's saying that, I respect his opinion, and he was holding pads as well. And from what I saw, I mean, we only saw a few clips, but yeah. And the fact that his dad John's got teeth marks all the way up to his elbows
he's a fighting
as well.
man, isn't he? That's I'm sure if you put him in any sport, martial arts wise, he would be good, if not one of the best, probably.
Yeah. And he looked in better shape as well. He looked like he lost some more body fat. Be interesting to see if he could get into like fucking really good shape. Imagine that. Imagine if he trimmed down ready for Anthony Joshua and was able to just dance around the ring and just pop.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if he trimmed down, I don't know, he wouldn't really be a heavyweight, would he? Because he's got.
I don't know. He's tall, isn't he?
He is massive. Yeah, he's 6. Is he 6'9"?
I think he is. Yeah. He's a fucking.
He'd still be like, even if he shredded down to like 220 or something, he'd still be. What is it? What did he weigh in? 263? Was it?
Is that what it was? Yeah,
I think so. So yeah, even if he dropped like 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah, 6'9", 85-inch reach. He's got a longer reach than John Jones. We can't say that very often. Yeah, crazy. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him in MMA. To be honest,
yeah,
I would. I think he'd be. I think he'd be a real handful. The only problem is it's unlikely he's going to make that move over because no one's going to give him 29 million to do it.
It's just because at the minute he doesn't hold all the belts in heavyweight division, does he? As like, because is it Usyk and Joshua have got to fight again?
Yeah,
and whoever wins that,
yeah,
I would just love to see him be like undisputed,
completely undisputed.
Yeah, just like completely,
yeah.
Before he stepped into like the world of, those crazy fights and stuff.
Yeah, I think Usyk's just too small for him.
Yeah,
I think Usyk's good, and I think he's good enough. He's good enough to cause Anthony Joshua problems, of course, but I don't think he's big enough to be able to do anything to Tyson of note. Especially because Tyson's not a heavyweight puncher as such. He's got skills as well, really good skills. I mean, like I said, I don't think he struggles with Joshua either. I think he is the best heavyweight on the planet right now, and probably one of the best of all time as well. Imagine standing him next to Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Imagine how much smaller. Did you see Mike Tyson filling that fucking guy in on the plane? Brilliant.
Oh, what a knob.
Yeah. But the good thing is, that guy's mate was filming it, because if he wasn't, then Tyson would have most likely got in trouble.
Yeah.
I can't remember who posted it as well. Someone was talking about it on Instagram, and they were like, I have my mask off for 15 seconds to take a drink, and the stewardess comes down. But someone was heckling Mike Tyson for 15 minutes, and they didn't do anything. Like, that guy got what he fucking deserved.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing like a shift of opinion in the public now, where like you see that kind of thing happen, you go, yeah, he fucking deserved that. And generally people are going, yeah, okay, I see where these people are coming from now, because that situation's not arisen in his life before, and that should have happened in his early teens, if not earlier.
Yeah.
Like, you learn those things when you're in your early teens, especially in the UK. You mouth off, you get slapped.
Yeah,
right? It's simple.
Sure.
Like there's not that kind of protection in some places, and that's where these fucking idiots, I don't know, develop.
Yeah.
Wicked. Love Mike Tyson. So yeah. I've not watched the rest of the card yet. I heard Tommy Fury won as well.
Yeah, I only watched the co-main, Tetley and it's for the Commonwealth welterweight title.
Yeah,
it wasn't the greatest fight though.
No,
but
the problem with boxing events is it's all about the main event.
Yeah,
all about the main event. And I don't mind it, but you can see then why massive amounts of money get swept up to the top of the card.
You could see it in the programming as well, because well, I was watching it on an American channel.
Okay.
Totally legal.
Yeah. Were you on vacation?
Yeah. And they were, even during the co-main event, because it wasn't that entertaining, they'd just have that in a small screen in the corner, and then they'd be talking about the build up to Fury.
Yeah, that's weird as well.
Yeah, so even the commentary was just totally all focused on the main event, even during the other fights.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it was just all about that
Yeah.
main event. It was mad though, like Wembley.
Mate, I saw
crazy.
I saw the fireworks going off. John Barry, who's one of the photographers for the UFC Europe, he was there and he took some fucking amazing photos.
Sick. Yeah.
Really, really cool photos. Like right at the timing when all the fireworks went off, he's got the whole. It's wicked, so cool.
Nice.
It's cool because when you have an event like that, they're always hanging on like basically one superstar. I'm nothing against Dillion Whyte, but like if it was Dillion Whyte against somebody else, it wouldn't have been that kind of thing, Like, and I was in London for the press conference for my fight coming up, and it was like everybody in and out the hotel was like, "Oh, Tyson Fury, were you watching it? What do you think's going to happen?" Like there was a real buzz about it. But it's like if you look at the fight card, it's like all the money kind of gets swept up to the top of the top fight. And I think in the UFC, it gets swept up to the top fight and then just slides off the table into the pockets of the people that aren't actually fighting. You know what I mean? Like 29. Did you see the comparison of him and Ngannou's last paychecks?
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Was it 29.4 million compared to 600,000? Crazy.
It's nuts. The one thing I do like in terms of a UFC card is that even the in terms of like excitable, you're excited about more of the fights on the card.
Exactly. And each fight's given its own moment. They might run a little promo at some point during the fight on the side of the screen. You're watching Lemos Andrade or whatever, but each fight gets its focus. They talk about the fight as it's happening, or they talk about barbecue food or whatever else. But you know what I mean? It's like they don't kind of veer off and have a conversation about the main event.
Yeah.
Which I like, because then, like all the way down the card, people get some attention. And they get that moment where they are the focus of the show, which I think is really, really good. I mean, I think MMA could learn from boxing. I think boxing can learn from MMA, and that's why I like Eddie Hearn and what he's doing with DAZN, because like he's quite open when he was speaking to Ariel about it. He was like, I watch what the UFC are doing, and I tell my team we need to be more like this.
Yeah,
because like the production value of the UFC events is just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like. But then the question is, I mean, like, what would it take to get a UFC event to like that Tyson Fury level of fucking 94,000 in Wembley? I mean, I know, and they did it in Australia, didn't they? For Home Rousey.
Adesanya.
Yeah. Home Rousey was, that was that co-main event? I think Adesanya was co-main event, wasn't he? Again, I don't remember.
That was at the Marvel Stadium. Adesanya.
That was it.
Whitaker.
What was that? 52,000.
Something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, it was huge. But I mean, unless they have, like, I think Adesanya's probably got that superstar level, especially if they went to do it in Australia again.
Do you think there's anybody, if they did it like a Tyson Fury style, like the main event is everything? Do you think there's anybody other than Conor McGregor that could sell out a stadium like that right now?
No.
That's mad, isn't it?
No.
Because you've got a few people in boxing that could.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like Canelo could for sure, no doubt.
Like even like Joshua, I think, could.
Yeah.
Just in terms of his popularity, especially in this country.
Yeah. We've got some good heavyweights over here.
Yeah. But no, I don't think anyone in the UFC. Maybe McGregor, but even then, I don't.
Maybe if he was a bit more consistent in his success, you know what I mean?
Prime McGregor, 100%. I reckon he could sell out Wembley.
Yeah,
but I can't see anyone else like Kamaru Usman or nah.
John Jones is a heavyweight against Stipe.
See, maybe John Jones and Ngannou. Yeah, that fight. Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, John Jones, Tyson Fury. God, imagine what money that would do. That'd be crazy. Like if you could build a UFC card though that would do those kind of those kind of gate numbers, like you'd have to probably have 3 titles on the line.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then even on the undercard, the prelims. Yeah, you'd still have to have like every fight would need to be ranked fighters. I think.
Or it'd have to be like Nate Diaz against Matt Brown.
Yeah, like those kind of bloodbath. Yeah, fan favorite fights. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. I hope MMA gets there at some point. But I don't know. I think a lot's got to shift in the sport before we get to that stage. And I do like you said, I like the fact that we do, that there is a whole card of fighters and there are prelim fights that we look forward to. Mm-hmm.